Hi, welcome to Luxury in Moderation, where we appreciate the finer things in life without going overboard. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Joanne, and every week I upload videos about luxury handbags and other lifestyle products to hopefully give you more information and food for thought to make well-informed purchases. So I invite you to subscribe if you like what you hear today. I'm super excited to talk about today's topic, which is the low-key luxury bag tag. And I have the most perfect bag to show you that fits this criteria, and I'll show you a total of 3 bags today. But let's start off with the first one, which is the most exciting one. So this is the bag. It's a light blue leather handbag, top handle, and it's plain on the front and the back. And as you can see, there's no branding on it, so it doesn't have a name or a logo anywhere, and you can't even really tell which is the front or the back. And the only way you can kind of guess what brand this bag is from the little charms hanging off right here. So if you don't know, this bag is actually a Dior bag. And it is a very surprising bag in my collection because when I bought it, I didn't even know that I would love it so much. And because there's no branding on it, it's actually very low key and you could use it for a lot of occasions and no one would be any wiser. So the Dior brand does have a tradition of hanging charms off of its bags. So for example, on the Lady Dior, you have the Dior charms hanging off of one of the handles, and that's the same case here. So this is where the Dior charms hang off of, and you can see that there is a D-I-O-R, so spelling Dior, but it's pretty well hidden inside the key pouch. So without that identifier, you really just see the O sticking out. And then on the inside, it does say Christian Dior. And then the turn lock on the inside pocket also says Dior on it. So very little branding overall, but very beautiful and elegant design. And just to show you the rest of the inside, it does have 2 slip pockets on the other side of the bag. So when I first bought this bag, I had no idea how much I would love it. It's, of course, not a very well-known Dior design. It's not the saddlebag, it's not the Lady Dior. In fact, it just looks like any other handbag that you could find by any other designer. There's no real distinguishing features about it other than the charms that are signature Dior. But I thought it was a pretty nice, clean looking bag and I loved the leather quality. So I thought I would take a chance on it. And after using it a couple of times, I'm so glad that I purchased it. So the bag is a grained leather and it's a very good thick leather. It's actually not that heavy though. I would have expected it to be heavier, but that's one of the good things about this bag is that it's not too heavy. And you can see on the sides that there is a very elegant crease to how the sides fold in, and I thought that was a lovely design feature. And then what's even better, which I didn't realize when I bought it, is that the sides can actually expand. So if you actually pull out on one of these nubs, it will unhook the other side of the bag, and then the bag can actually be very, very wide. So here's a close-up of the mechanism. You can see the signature CD, and then you can see that one side is the closure and then the other side has the hook. So it's just a very, very small movement, and I think it's very clever. And then the other feature which I fell in love with about this bag is the zip on the top. So when I first bought this bag, I actually didn't think that I would use this zip at all because the bag is already so short. I thought that everything that I would put in it would stick out on the top anyways. So I would always keep the bag open so I couldn't, drop anything in and grab anything out really easily. But after I realized that the zip was actually usable and it wasn't too stiff, I actually really loved the fact that I could zip everything up really securely and it kept the nice shape and it didn't squish anything. So I'm so glad that I picked this Dior bag up, even though, I don't think it has a name. It's not a renowned bag of any sort. And when I tried to Google more information on this bag, I actually couldn't find much about it. In fact, I only found one person who is selling this same style but in a pink color on eBay, and I just think that it's a very clever design that Dior kind of had at one point in time. They definitely don't sell it anymore, and I don't think they ever tried to push this design to make it very big, and that's why it's so unknown. But it is an amazing bag, so if you ever come across it, I would definitely say grab it because it will blow your mind how great the quality of the leather is, the construction, the design. It's elegant, it's useful, and it's just a great under the radar bag. So here's what the bag looks like on my 5'4" frame. I would definitely carry this on the crook of my arm or as a top handle, but I just absolutely love the curves and the angles of this bag. You can see, it's not just a rectangle. There is some slight design to it, and I wouldn't really carry it on my shoulder. You can see it's a little too short for that, but the bag does have 4 feet on the bottom, which is another pro. The next bags that I want to mention are the Longchamp nylon handbags. So Longchamp is a brand that you might not think is super luxurious, but I think based off of the quality of the product, it's actually a very, very good brand. So my Longchamp is the crossbody version. You can see it has a great strap here. It's very comfortable and it's very well made. I think, when you feel it, it's very sturdy. And then I have the rolled leather handles, and then you have the leather closure, button closure that comes over the top. And it's definitely low key because, as you can see, most of the bag is just the nylon color and it doesn't have any name on it. It just has the Longchamp logo embossed on the leather, but it's very subtle. And then it has the Longchamp name on both the zipper and the hardware, and it has the Longchamp logo again on the zipper. But again, it's very subtle. It's on these very small, tiny pieces of hardware. So the brand isn't just slapped everywhere. Now, these nylon Longchamp bags are pretty well known, and it is at a price point that is more accessible. So I think it could be recognized in that way. But I think that even if this bag were recognized as a Longchamp bag, most people still might not consider it as like, oh my gosh, that's a luxury bag. Whereas I think that's a mistake. I think these are actually a very good investment no matter where you are in your luxury handbag collecting hobby. They are very well made products and they deserve to be appreciated, even though Longchamp isn't going like shouting their name out everywhere and making a big deal about their brand. And the last low-key handbag that I have to show you is my Tory Burch tote. So I'm not sure what this one is called, but I'll definitely put it in the description box below. And I think that Tory Burch actually does have quite a few totes that are more low-key. But the way that I feel like Tory Burch came to be very well known was that they did slap their double T logo very hugely on their shoes and their bags in the beginning when the brand was just starting to become well known. And they do now have a monogram pattern that's a very big and bold pattern that they put on a lot of their bags. And they still have some bags with the huge T on them, which showcase that yes, this is definitely a Tory Burch bag. But like my handbag here, they now do have some designs that are more subtle, that don't have a huge logo or a huge pattern telling the world that it's a Tory Burch bag. So you can see here, it only has a very subtle double T logo on the front, and then there is no logo at all on the back. And then on the inside, the lining does again have the Tory Burch logo, the double T logos in the circle, but that's again on the inside, so no one would be able to tell. And while I think the Tory Burch brand might be considered a little bit more of a prestige or a masstige brand, I think that at least they have a lot of options. So no matter if you want to be loud or if you want to be subtle, they do have a lot of options for you. So thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear what you thought about the handbags that I've shown here. Again, I thought the Dior bag was an absolute surprise hero in my handbag collection, and I think the Longchamp bags are super well made and they deserve more recognition than people give them credit for. And the Tory Burch bag that I have is also pretty subtle, and I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Please subscribe if you do want to see more handbag and luxury content every week on my channel. I would love to have you, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!